I'm a firm believer that the best time to start whatever goal you have is now. I may not encourage people to wait for the New Year's, but it's here and now's as good a time as any to start your goal. The problem with New Year's resolution is that the foundation of it is usually built purely on pent-up motivation, and that in itself is not enough to accomplish most goals, especially long-term ones like weight loss. And that's because long-term goals can't be sustained solely on motivation. So in this video, I'm going to talk about 3 things that you'll want to consider in your goal for weight loss. Number 1 is to set achievable goals when it comes to weight loss, and this is absolutely key. If you have 20 pounds you want to lose and you want to accomplish it by the end of the month, you've already set yourself up to fail. It's not a realistic goal, and it's hardly a healthy or even a sustainable one at that. So how do you set achievable goals? Well, it's really quite simple. Break them down. Things are much easier consumed when they're in bite-sized pieces, and weight loss is no different. Again, let's say you have 20 pounds that you want or you think you need to lose. Set that as a long-term goal, maybe 3 to 4 months. But in the meantime, just focus on losing 5 pounds. Once you've reached that, lose another 5 pounds. From there, you can then decide if you want to take a quick break from dieting or if you really even need to lose another 10 pounds. But setting achievable goals has to be your first priority, because if you don't have one, what are you trying to accomplish? The mindset of wanting to accomplish something ambitious is great. However, very ambitious goals will generally work against you. What I mean by this is that if you set a goal that's out of your reach, you'll become frustrated with the lack of progress. And this is especially true with fat loss. And because of this, many people wind up giving up. You want your goal to reflect the next stage of your development, even if you have to go about it from a modest approach. And number 2 is accountability. I think a lot of people these days view the concept of accountability as a negative thing, but I think it's because so many of us fail in being accountable. And when we fail, it doesn't mean that we're inherently bad. It just means that we haven't found a method of staying accountable to a goal that we've set up. Essentially, we haven't found a way of staying accountable to ourselves. For instance, have you ever felt that it's easier to keep promises to others than it is to yourself? Studies have demonstrated that social accountability, or having other people to which you're responsible, influences behavior in a substantial way. Now, in this context, accountability can be a gym partner, your significant other, a friend, or an online community. Basically, someone who can positively reinforce you. But let's say you're someone who's just not comfortable right now with sharing your goal to another person. Can you still be accountable? Absolutely. You can use an app to detail your efforts or to send you reminders. You can write a journal to yourself indicating what you have done. You can email yourself each night before reminding you what improvements you have made and what you seriously need to work on. Or take a picture every day or week detailing your progress. As long as you have something tangible that you can reference and visually see progress in, your ability to stay accountable is dramatically improved. And number 3 is focus on building a habit. One of my favorite quotes is, "Habits change into character." If someone is losing weight, I could easily list 10 to 20 simple things they could modify that would get them closer to their goal. But unless they employ these tips daily or at least consistently, results aren't going to happen. Successful behavior, which will transform your body, is a collection of habits. Tracking your calories is a habit. Staying hydrated is a habit. Going to the gym is a habit. Walking for an hour a day is a habit. And yes, at the beginning, you may have to track them, but with time, they become less about conscious tracking and more about routine actions. Let's go back to my earlier example. Instead of losing 20 pounds, why don't you focus on building the habits that will make that goal happen automatically? This is called inevitability thinking, and it's a mindset of doing certain things that will eventually lead to the outcome you want through sheer repetition. Now, this is a bit of a simplification. For instance, to grow in the gym, you need to make it harder for yourself through progressive overload. But for the majority of the time, you'll do the same things. If all you're doing is setting a goal and wishing for the best, you'll never see results. You'll just end up waiting for the next year. This is because goal setting is usually based initially on inspiration. But once your inspiration disappears, what are you left with? That's why building habits is the most critical advice I can give you. Habits build character. Habits are things you do without thinking, which in turn become a natural routine. And if you combine habits with achievable goals and accountability, you're gonna see substantial changes this year. Anyway, that's it for today's session. Going into 2023, I have high hopes for both myself and for all of you, and I think these 3 tips are a great starting point, not just for your weight loss goals, but for really any goal. With that said, let me know down below in the comments section if you have anything to add and what your goals are. Until then, I'll see you all next time.